Welcome to the first official stream. The first official stream of June. June 2022. Actually, it's May 31st. May 31st. Sorry about that. I got off. You know, some of the months don't have a 31st. So it's not June yet. It's May 31st. Okay, let's get this started. I woke up just a bit ago, so got me something to eat. Now we're going for the stream. We got one more day of May. The last day of May 2022. How did I get off that good? I looked at my calendar earlier. I just must have failed to see it. About a couple of days ago when I was No, I'm not like Pelosi. I'm not drunk. Probably not going to stay on too long tonight. I did want to get a little bit of gaming in. It looks like that's taking forever to start up. What is with this? Feels like I'm waiting for it to install or something. I could lay back and go to sleep while waiting on that. Hold on just a second. Let's wait for 3 minutes. Let's try a reload. I don't even know if that'll help. I'll try it. If not, I'm moving on to another game. I'll stay in the invite tonight just in case I want to take some missions. Can't believe I could still be sleepy after sleeping all evening. Hope I ain't ran into it again. Sure, I'm tired. Can't have a tail. People can't keep their asses home when they sick. But I could be just exhausted. We've been doing 2 days of karaoke a week lately, and that's a lot on me. Do all that singing. Do 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 do. Don't worry, a boo 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 boo. Be happy, a boo 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 boo. Don't worry, be happy. And believe me, I used to do that every young. I mean, every day. I got up every morning at 11 o'clock. I mean, 10 o'clock. Went out on my porch, done it from 10 to about noon. And that was an everyday thing in the 90s. I mean, all the time. CDs all the time, which were tapes at that time, but were CDs. 99, I recorded them all on CD. So I spent pretty much my whole life doing that. Odor. Work on an album too. I wrote a new song last night. Sparked by a sermon that I was listening to. It's a good song. A very good song. Music's simple though. I made it with my calculator. I made that beat on my calculator.
Hey, what's happening with it, pimp? What's happening with it, pimp?
What I call the music calculator. I'm trying to learn that thing. I haven't quite got it down yet. Her hat off. We'll leave the glasses. Since we're getting close, we're 1 day to June. Well, let her dress like she's in June. 1 day to June. I actually thought it was June there for a few seconds. Like I said, I looked at my calendar wrong. You know, some months you go through and they'll have a 30. And then you have the 31 months. And then you got the rare February. I just happened to read it wrong. What up, homie? Nothing much business. Just gonna make me some money for today. I'm gonna get down here and make me some money. I'm gonna make me some money.
What's wrong with her now? What's wrong with her now?
Even if it's just $50. We'll find out what she makes. Now we deposit money in my bank. Shorty, what you think? I got money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? But I'm not saying WWE. Boy, I tell you, they picky. They strike stuff all the time. Or people claiming to be them. You never know. That's illegal, by the way, to go and claim you're an entity and you're not. That's illegal. You're doing the same thing as a lion in a courtroom. When you go on there and say you own the copyright. So I went to see Guns N' Roses. I put up my Guns N' Roses videos. And I kid you not. This karaoke company that had karaoke music claimed copyright to Axl Rose and his band. The freaking karaoke company. Whoever was all there at the time, this was before Slash came back.
Mama wants a ride.
See a good car on it. They claimed freaking, I argued with it. I said, this isn't the copyright on it. I said, this is not Axl, this is not Guns N' Roses, this is a false claim. I don't usually do it because you're not really, if you don't have the right, you don't have the right to appeal it. But I did. I don't think anything there, I don't think they ever removed it. I don't think they even listened to me, but it really was illegal for them to claim copyright to that video. Because we're talking about, that was freaking Axl Rose and them up there playing that. That was not that karaoke company's recording. It was a false copyright strike. To think they had the nerve to claim Axl Rose's performance. Well, if Axl Rose had done that, and it had been Guns N' Roses, well, I wouldn't even have appealed it. But it was a freaking karaoke company that had Guns N' Roses karaoke covers out there. And they heard us. It was during that time. I think it was the Nashville show. It was either the Nashville or Atlanta. I'm going off memory here. But I went to Nashville and Atlanta to see them. And they claimed freaking copyright on it. Performing it. It wasn't this karaoke company performing that. It was Axl Rose and them. Claiming copyright on my freaking video. For a song that was being performed, not by some freaking knockoff. Karaoke's just knockoff. You know what I'm saying? It's knockoff. It's for people to sing with. But it's technically a knockoff of these bands. And they were claiming copyright on it. They should have been put to the court over it. Really. Claiming copyright over Guns N' Roses, which is the real band. I mean, it may not have been Slash and Duff, but it was still Guns N' Roses. Knockoff company claiming copyright to Guns N' Roses' performance. Karaoke's practically knockoff. for a good time. People to have a good time. I think that was the most aggravatingest copyright strike I ever had in my life. I mean, I understand it when it's these publishers and all this other stuff, but when it's a false claim, not even the real band, not even the publisher, not anybody related to the song. It'd been one thing if it had been their karaoke recorder. Then they would have had some claim to it. I missed the blue car up already. That was a pretty blue car. It's real light. I don't usually get them that light. It's about the color of a car we had years ago before it got crashed and we had to get a replacement. What was it? We got a cherry red one now. Metallic cherry red. But back then, she had a light blue one. They're Fords. Let's say Tauruses? Ford Tauruses. She had a blue one for years. We got it in '97. And then we got a red one now. For years we had a blue one. It's about that color. Indeed, that red color car I had the other day, that cherry metallic one that I had that was a couple of days ago, that's ours now. Still works, it just needs a battery. It's just a new battery. This one's the color of ours before it. And I just tore it all to pieces. It reminded me of my old... See, that was the first stereos in the van, and he didn't have that good of speakers. So that Taurus was my first time of actually getting good speakers to listen to things. Listen to stuff like Foo Fighters, Color and Shaping, and Antichrist Superstar, and all those good albums I'd listened to in that car back then, and even my own karaoke recordings. That's where I learned to actually test out my recordings in a car, was through that blue Ford Taurus. Like I said, my daddy always said, when he bought a van, he bought a cheap van, and there's no such thing as an FM transmitter back then. So we didn't have a cassette player. I just had to listen to music through whatever family concert van. I mean, we seen most of the bands. We did drive the Tauruses several times to concerts. Before the Taurus several times, but most of the time we went in the van. It even had my wheelchair hitch on the back of it, and it was our traveling van. That right there is no, it's not the metallic color. It's just a regular red. Or is that an airplane? I'll see what this is up here. Yeah, it was our van. We traveled. It was sort of like, you know, like a bus that you would have if you was a band and you was on tour and you'd be your tour bus. Or like the story about Guns N' Roses and their beat up old van or whatever. I was there once in a while with that first van radio, and he didn't even have a cassette player in it. He just took the, whatever they call that, the floor model radio that just had a radio and it didn't have the tape player. The thing about this, he pulled one on my mother. He told her he was just going to look, and he ended up buying it. Boy, she was mad because they had a Chevrolet, and they just put a new engine in it and everything. He took that thing and traded. She went back and wanted to get it back. He left. Some old schmuck had already bought it. Those big 4-door cars. Myself, which is fat, baby, my sister, and my other sister and her husband, all in that vehicle. Going on. But you could fit everybody in it. It was a good vehicle with a lot of space in it. My daddy went and traded it for that van. He was going to the flea market business. Which, by the way, the guy that he was talking to, my cousin, even he went out and bought a new vehicle. He told him just get him an old worn out van or something if he wanted to do that. No, he went and he had to go buy this van. It was a problem to us the whole time we had it. I mean, talking about ruined vacations, sitting on holiday road vacations, sitting on the side of the highway in that height. Our other vehicle, we had that trouble every once in a while. It would break down too. It even broke down its last time that we used it, but it was already playing out by then. I'm talking about the one we went to all the concerts in. Went to see Marilyn Manson in the Blue Taurus the first time we seen him. Pretty sure it's the Blue Taurus. I don't remember. We might have went in the brown van. The brown van that broke down all the time. I can't remember. We went to Billy Ray in the van. I remember because I was playing Soundgarden and through my boombox. I didn't have a boombox in 1988. So before then, I just basically listened to the radio. He was like the people that show up at karaoke. He always complained about the music that I listened to. I'm telling you, I would be sitting there and I'd get off the stage and there'd be people there. And I'd literally hear them talking in the background. Well, I like how he sings, won't like. I just shrugged it off. That's why the other night when we had that rowdy crowd of young people, they all liked the rock and roll, I really did appreciate that. Indeed, I turned on the entertainer in me because I actually had a crowd that appreciated the type of the music that I sing. You know the movie Prince, and he's playing in the club up there, and he's the kid, and he's only playing for himself. And they're always they're throwing that in his face all the time. You only play for yourself, you only play for yourself. Well, finally, he gets out there, and he's playing. And it's the song, and he goes backstage, and he's walking, prancing back and forth. And he hears the applause, and he goes back out, and he's the entertainer prince, the entertainer kid. New sensation, it's in excess. He turns on the entertainer kid. He goes back out and he kicks ass. I would die for you. Darling, if you want me to, you, I would die for I never did really like that song that well. It's okay, it's not one of my favorites. But he comes out and he kicks butt. My daddy was the same way. He'd always complain about the music. Oh, and on his deathbed, now he's bringing up Skip. Now, that doesn't really offend me too much. What I'm just trying to say is, it was actually good to actually have a crowd in there that really appreciated several of the people in there that always loves the songs I sing. But I'm talking about when you had a whole group of people, it felt different. Plus you had them too. So I just turned on Entertainer Me that night. I heard them the minute they come in. I was singing Kiss. I was singing Fire, and I heard them in the background. They were already screaming at me when they come in. Heaven's on fire, paint the sky with desire. Heaven's on fire. Whoa, heaven's on fire. Whoa, heaven's on fire. Yes, I grew up with them. They were one of them records I had. We had the live. My mother had it. But you want to know the album that really got my attention? It wasn't even an album. It was Greatest Hits. It came a couple months. It was a couple weeks. Couple weeks. That's what I meant to say. Before I got the Appetite for Destruction copy, it was the Kmart tapes, records, and CDs. We would come home from school, and we would go down there. Indeed, we were down there so much, the new person started working for the place and was trying to throw us out because he thought us looking at just out going through albums. He was going to throw us out there. This woman comes here every day. They don't never buy her anything. They go through the albums, they go through the toys, and then they leave. We would go look at the toys too. She actually told them that. Plus my mama had worked down there in the pharmacy a little bit. She didn't stay long. I believe it was that pharmacist woman that told them that we was okay. Because he was going to run us out of there. I mean, he saw us standing there not buying anything. And we was just walking around. And he saw us for a couple of days. And he was going to throw us out of there. Well, finally, I did save up some money. And I bought this Kiss tape called Smash Us and Trash Us Hits. It starts out with, let's put the influential rock and roll year in my lifetime was 1989. I mean, that's when, by the November in early 90, that's when I wanted to be a singer. Because I had all kinds of good albums coming into my life back then. I had these friends that lived right up here where we're at now. Where my mama's at, actually. My house is still, but where my mama lives now is where them kids, they lived up here in this area. And they would get me to borrow their cassettes. Def Leppard, Bon Jovi. And then I bought that Kiss album. Some dude just walked up and gave me an AC/DC tape, flick of the switch. It's about that anniversary, by the way, 'cause it was about May when he done that. Well, I got a switch! Boom. But it was the end of the school season. I got a switch! Blow your sky high! He'd buy it. He had this habit of, he was like a disciple of AC/DC. I kid you not, this boy was a disciple of AC/DC. He looked through his box of tapes and said, guy that gives out tracks, but he gave out tapes of AC/DC. What? Now the funny thing is, I'd already been listening to, because you know, My brother-in-law had a tape. It was marked Whitesnake, but it wasn't Whitesnake. I knew who I was listening to. It was somebody. But when I got the flick of the switch, I mean, you don't mistake Brian Johnson. You don't mistake AC/DC. So I knew who I was listening to. When he gave me that AC/DC tape. So technically I had 2 AC/DC tapes. Because I played that tape all the time. It was one of those, like MTV did this at flea markets. This guy, he's a black dude, and he gets up there and says, you know, you buy the Genesis tape, but you stick it in your tape player and it's not Genesis, it's something else. You got Genesis on the cover and you got Genesis. Where the fuck on the switch? Fly your sky high. Where the fuck on the switch? Where the fuck on the switch? It can't satisfy. Boom, bum, 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 bum. I think I started talking about flick of the switch one day before, sometime last month or this month. Early this month or last month. But
What the hell do you think you're doing?
yes, the accent sex. Love's like a muscle that it makes me want to flex and be less. But the accent says. I'm talking about an incident that happened over 30-something years ago. When I was inspired to be a wannabe rock and roller. I always call myself one. Even though I did record some albums, and I still want to be, because I'm not able, but I wanted to be. See what I'm saying? What the fuck? I'm not jealous of anybody. I'm not jealous of anybody. I'm just saying that's what I wanted to be. I sort of made it semi-happen, but didn't happen because it's not a career. Just do it. Just do it. But I wanted it to be my career. Where the fuck are the switch? I wanted to be a rock and roller. Part of me still likes it. Still wants to. Indeed, rock and roll. Nah, ever since COVID, I can't even get up on the stage. I get dizzy. I feel like I'm gonna flop off on the floor. So I just have to stay down on the floor. I like it better on the stage, though. It gives a better feeling on the stage. I just ain't able to go up there right now. I'm hoping to get it back soon, hopefully. Maybe I'll eventually get over that, whatever you would call that, equilibrium. That's what my daddy suffered from one time after he had some spell. He got where he was, where you're. I went up there one night last week. I hadn't uploaded much of my videos for the past 2 weeks. I'm going to soon. I got up there for one song. I thought, boy, I felt like I was going to fall off again, so I done it from the floor. I'm telling you, I get up there, whoosh, I feel like I'm going to go, whoo, that stage dive. That would be how I'd describe it. I feel like I'm stage diving. But I love being on the stage better than the floor. And there, right before the COVID, I was getting brave. I was walking around, you know, I was walking around. Like a crippled version of a rock star. Hobbling with my cane. Cane hobbling. Like a rock, trying to be like a rock star, but cane hobbling, you know what I'm saying? Sort of like Biff in Back to the Future, where he's in the future, he's hobbling around in a cane. I'm not quite that bad, but I was hobbling. If I don't get to and fro where I'm going real quick, if I don't get to and fro where I'm going real quick, if I don't get to and fro where I'm going,
Am I the only one who works for a living? You're not the man.
Am I the only one that works for a living? I bet she can't. Now she ain't got the money. She does have the money. She just don't have it out of the bank. Well, I don't need to let her pick up anybody anyway. That is gay. But anyway, look at the front of that car. I need to find the repair shop. I kind of want to just want to repair. I wonder where that repair. It's around here. V. You know that not Transformer, is that Voltron. I'm not trying to spoil it, so I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. And I won't tell too much of the detail for somebody who might not have seen it.
It's gonna be a beautiful weekend. Now I'm getting some sun at the beach.
When they got to Earth, but it was similar to what V was doing with people. So they was using them for food, he was using them for a different thing. When you got to Lotor's tail, and I won't tell too much just in case somebody hasn't watched it yet. I know how people are about spoilers. I wouldn't even ever finish those episodes if I hadn't got that Voltron. I was wanting a lion Voltron. I've never had a lion Voltron. Well, I did ago, and I did something with it. I don't remember what I done. Well, I gave it away or something. I should have kept it. Most of the time I was with the vehicle Voltron. I always let people talk me out of trading them too. Dumbass. I did get me some vehicles. The lion, I couldn't find one in my price range. I wasn't going to pay $80+ for one. Well, finally I found this thing that was of the newer Voltron, the Netflix Voltron. So I thought, well, I'll finish up. I don't like some of the things about that new series. There was things I did like about it. So it's not completely lost. It's not a complete loss. The originals are still my favorites. One thing I liked about Voltron wasn't always the winner. You know, in the old days they would just cut. It was just all the same thing. I mean, it was Robeast come, Robeast get cut, Voltron win. And with the exception of sometimes they would run into the really super bad villain, like would be a boss in the video villain. But in the end, they always cut and it won. Well, Voltron wasn't quite like that in this new one. Indeed, at times it looked like they was losing. They were sort of like the little engine that could. They had to keep going because they was about to lose. And that was one thing I enjoyed about that Voltron. But there's some other things that I won't even go into because one, I'd be giving spoilers away. Other stuff I didn't like. So it wasn't a completely hate it, love it thing. There was things I liked about it and things I despised about it. Overall, it was good. I'm going to say it was probably a good series. If you gave it if you gave it stars, I'd probably be edging towards 4 to 3.5. For the things that I liked and but the things that I disliked, they sort of did ruin it for me. But the things that I liked pretty much kept it a good series. There's a UFO on that building. Indeed, its sign is sort of like a UFO. Is it the same UFO building? That's just the back of it? No, it's some kind of tavern. I can't read, my eyes are shut. Like, I would give that thing 4.5 to 3 stars. Maybe 3.5 to 4 stars. Let's put it that way. 3.5 to 4 stars. Because even though I didn't like things about it, there was some things I did love about it.
Don't give me that high and mighty shit.
Don't give me that high and mighty shit. Let me wipe my glasses off so my glasses just got dirty. Because some reason I'm having trouble seeing. If I can't get my eyes back, I'm going to have to just go off. Wham! It's wham! If you know anything about me prior to my metal year, my biggest like was George Michael, Wham, Medina, Prince, group called the Thompson Twins, Culture Club, and so that was what I was listening to prior to my metal years. A lot of Phil Collins, poppy stuff. But then I got obsessed with the metal. I became the metalhead. But before my metal years was stuff like Wham. And yes, I know how all those bands turned out. But the thing about this, I wasn't thinking about that stuff back then.
Yes. I'm trying to get home.
I know some of these right wingers say that's gay music. Yeah, it probably was gay music. But I didn't think nothing about them being gay. It was I liked the sound of the music.
Slow down.
Inbred piece of garbage.
That's why you ought to leave that junk off children. Children ain't thinking about that. I can tell you, children ain't thinking about that unless you gear them to think about that. Unless you gear children, unless you groom children to think about that, they're not thinking about that. Because I'm talking about, I like Boy George. And I didn't think nothing about Boy George being in a dress, and I should have done that. Well, actually I did. That'd be a lie, but let's put it this way, I didn't worry about it. I didn't, in other words, it wasn't inspiring me to dress. I just looked at that was him. That was his gimmick. I can't say living in the South you didn't think some about a man putting on a dress, but I'm just trying to say, I just looked at it as his thing. Even as a kid. Back then I probably thought it was 100% a thing, because that's the way my brain thought. Then I found out these people really were gay. I'm not trying to be offensive here, I'm just having a conversation about my brain as a kid. I ain't still finding that business where she fixes the cars up. And I'm close to home because I recognize everything. It's just driving these streets of Los Angeles, aka LA.
You are looking totes delicious.
Now that probably did open the door for me being able to accept Marilyn Manson. Because you know, when I first read into him, he was cross-dressing too. He was. So it probably did open the door for me accepting Marilyn Manson. As a grown man, you see what I'm saying? I was a grown man when I read into Marilyn Manson. I was already 20. I have to go back and count those. But so long ago. 95. How old would I have been in 95? Would I have been 20? Let's see. 19? 20? Let's see. 75 to 95. Is that 20 years? Yeah, I was 20 years old. 20 years old. When I wrote into him. I didn't get his albums till years later. Actually, a year later, because it was really technically a year later, because the clubs got him right there at the end of '96. And I bought them, but they didn't come in the mail to January 1997. But I'd already seen Sweet Dreams. I was already wowed because I was expecting a woman. This guy kept telling me, you gotta listen to Marilyn Manson. You gotta check them out. They good. And I thought I was looking for another Courtney Love or another hoe. I thought I was looking for another hoe. Another Courtney Love. Another Sonic Youth or a band fronted by females. Babes in Toyland, that's a big one. I love Babes. I think I liked Babes a lot more than I did Ho. I loved that brand. I really loved Babes. Babes in Toyland. If you've ever seen them, you know what I'm talking about. Bam 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 bam. Boy, I love Babes in Toyland. They would have been the real life Misfits in my eyes. Like, you know, you had the Misfits and Jim and the Highly Grounds, so Babes in Toyland. If you had a Misfits band in real life, Babes in Toyland was that band to me. Ba-bom, bom, bom, ba-bom, ba. I loved them. Ba-bom, bom, bom, ba-bom, ba-bom, bom, 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 bom. They had a song called Angel Hair on there. I really liked the Angel Hair. Angel Hair. It's really crazy. It had this babble in it and all this other stuff. Bam, 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 bam. I lost her blue car. Bam, 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 bam. I just try to get her home now. Bam, 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 bam. I thought I was looking for the next female group. See, he was telling me Marilyn Man turn on the TV that day. I leave it on mute. We did that a lot. We'd leave it on TV playing in the background, and I just happened to look up, and I see the name Marilyn Manson on the screen. And I thought, oh, here's that band that guys tell me to listen to all the time. You know, they're standing there, and they kind of look, they're gothic-y looking, they kind of look Fenneman. But then I turned it up. Bom, 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 bom. Sweet dreams are... I said, that's no woman. Better things. Who had mine?
Yo, get over here right now! It's going off! It's going off!
Where? What? Where's you need to get to? Brother? I knew he wasn't no woman when I heard him and seen him. For a while there, I couldn't even get the gun to shoot. I couldn't even get it to do anything. Those are strange costumes. I'll head back to free mode. I'll probably get off here in a bit anyway. I'm getting kind of... Like I said, I can't see much good anymore. I don't know if it's my glasses or my eyes, or I need some eye drops.
Cabron!
Having trouble getting her to climb as usual. There we go.
Everything he got and more. They don't know it was me, do they?
You deserved everything you got and more too. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You slimy motherfucker. Let's see if I can find a vehicle to drive. Oh, yes. A vehicle, bitch.
Gotta be shitting me!
Now. Yeah, shit on me. You remember that guy in the Crow? But a red one. Let's see if we can get out of here. This is always my hardest thing, getting out of this place. I hate this place. I can never figure out how to get out. I hate this motherfucking place. I gotta try to get it turned around in this big old fucking van. Look at those life on the ocean waves, the home of the rude and deep, where the scattered waters wage and the winds are weather steep. The winds steep, the winds are weather steep. A life on the ocean waves, the home of the rude and deep. That car would be easier to drive. Let's see if I can take it. Where the scattered waters rage and the winds are red and steep. Yeah, here we go. Now she got that police on her butt. Shut up, fat butt! Oh, let's go the way he came in. Dang it! Dang! Lost my vehicle. She can't get out. She got out. And now she's got those kids-ops on her ass. Might as well do something, and she's gonna have the kids-ops on her ass. Kizza, 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 skizai. Ain't got no car. Get around. I gotta go to work. I gotta go downtown so I miss the train. Everybody's getting down. Say uptown. Say downtown. Well, man, she got your truck, babe. Now she's gonna try to get out of here. Is there some regular cars there? There's some regular cars here. Let's get a regular car. She don't need this thing. It's a big old four-door. You piece of shit. She needs to get out of here. She don't need to stay around here. This motherfucking area. It's a rust bucket. It's a fucking rust bucket. How does she get out of here, motherfuckers? Why the hell can I not find the way out of here? Here we go. Maybe we're getting out. A life on the ocean wave, a home of the ruling deep, where the scattered waters rage and the winds are rather steep. The winds, the winds, the winds are rather steep. Do, 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 do. Boom, boom, boom. Buster, where the fuck you at? Can't scrap the lick. So you got your gat on high. Fucking your arm crowd. The fools you grew up with. Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor. I'm trying to sing the censored version. But at the same time, I'm adding cussing in there as well, so. Bum, 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 bum. Whoa, they're shooting at her. Bum, bum, bum. Down, 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 down. I can't hardly drive that big thing. Whoa, knocking me off the road. Shit, y'all. Shit, y'all. Fuck you. Suburban. Now she's in town, baby. She's got those kids-ops on her ass. Fucking way. Oh, she got her a new car. So that big old rust bucket. Oh, it's almost home. She just stays in the area, she can go home. Well, what do you know? She made it home. Let's turn around and see if she can sell this bitch.
What up, homie? Say hello to your brother for me.
Used to be my homie, used to be my ace, now I wanna slap some teeps out your mouth.
Hello.
Fucking me now, fucking you, little hoe. Okay. See if she can sell it. They may not be interested. Made her an easy two. She made her an easy two. Now we're gonna try to get back home, bitch. If I can remember how to get her back home, I'll get her back home. And I'm gonna get out of here for the night, and I'll see y'all later, alligators. Rock and roll. You should be on alone. Yeah, you should be on alone. Yeah, you suck, man. Yeah, you took me. One night long. Yeah, you should be on night long. Let's drive back home. Yeah, you should be on. I'm too lazy to walk. Yeah, you. Hope I'm going right. Should be on night. Yeah, I'm going right. There's swallow. Swallow, swallow. I should give the neighbor back a car. I'm always stealing a car from the neighbor. But now I'm going to give the gift that keeps on giving, a stolen car. To go over here and pull beside him. Give the neighbor a fucking car. Now we're gonna go home, bitch, home. Home, bitch, home. Home, bitch, home. She going back to her home. Home, bitch, home. She sucker punch guy while she's going in the house. 76 minutes. 1776, baby. I'll see y'all next time. APS signing out. Let's get her a bath. We'll give her a bath. Where'd you come from, country bumpkin? And I don't remember all the words. You showed up in this town, country bumpkin. I didn't remember the words. For some reason, they're country bumpkin. Started playing in my head, but I couldn't hear the lyric. Sometimes my brain is like that. I'm from country bumpkin. 77 minutes now. Boring. It's always the same old thing around this town. Loud engine, yawn. Yawn. Bad engine. He's really just a fucking little sissy showing off. He's trying to show he's some kind of big man. Real men don't have to show off. He was the man. The man I'll never be like. That's the man. Jesus Christ. He didn't speak when he wasn't supposed to speak. He only did exactly what his Father told him to do. The Father and the Holy Ghost were all one. That's the man. She's edging for that number 12. She's almost there. Take it easy, boom, 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 boom. But she's heading there. Slow ride, doo, doo, doo. Boy, I don't say that in some kind of religious terms either. I'm trying to get her underwear on so she can go to... I'm just saying that's the truth. I think of him, when I think of a man, he's my idea of a man. A lot of people look up to these big muscles or all this other things they look up to. Muscles or rock star appearance or this and that, but Jesus Christ is mine. He's my idea of a man. Like I say, you know what? That's sort of what the guy was preaching yesterday on the sermon. He said, just take victory in the fact that you're saved. If you can't be thankful for anything else, take victory in that.
Shit, I ain't getting drunker.
I had already took my headset off and it's probably backwards to me because I've got it in my hand right now. But boy, I love that how that comes out. I'm drunk, but boy, I ain't getting drunker. I love that. I'll see y'all next time.